Football Podcast. I'm your host, the commish, Mike Giuliano. As always, we have our producer, Chris.
What up?
But today we also have a special guest from the They-Them division, my brother, mi hermano, Scott.
Hey there.
Today we're breaking down our division and recapping the 2025 season. We're sorry for the delay.
No, we're not.
So many people
We're
waiting.
still working
in the
through
waiting
some
room.
technical difficulties once in a while as we learn this process. But yeah, so before we get,
learn this
you're
process.
learning a lot. Are you monitoring the chats?
No, not at all.
But before we get started,
I guess I could.
jumping into the division, we're gonna start off with the segment. Well, actually, you guys don't know about this segment because 2 of our episodes have not aired because
They've heard about it. It's like a mystery.
So there's a new segment called The Walk-In with the Commish. And if you ever worked in a restaurant, you know that the walk-in is where you have to go to have the uncomfortable conversations. So,
I've never worked in a restaurant.
Chris, grab a jacket. We
We're
need to
going
talk
in?
about our
I never wore a
podcast origin
jacket.
story.
In the walk-in. Let's let it rip, though. We're gonna need some cigs, though. I think we need some cigs.
Well, let's go on the walk-in because episode 1 audio wasn't set up right. At first, we were told we weren't talking loud enough. Turns out something was actually set up incorrectly. Episode 2, fine. Episode 3, we try to do an episode live on YouTube, and then afterwards we find out the connection issue was bad, and we had no
13
backup
minutes.
recording. No episode was saved, which brings us to tonight, where we are technically recording episode 4, but this is actually episode 2 that people are going to hear. So let's be clear going forward. Audio gets tested before we hit record, which we've done about for the past 20 minutes here. OBS records every time, and if something goes wrong, we stop. We don't hope it fixes itself in post, because we're serious about fantasy football, and we're serious about making this sound like a real show. All right, that's the walk-in. Walk-in doors closed. So learn your lesson, Chris.
How am I higher than the recommended bit rate?
I don't think he heard any of what you just said.
He
This
didn't.
is so annoying. But whatever, we've got excellent stream health.
Great
It's
to see.
higher than the recommended. We recommend you use a stream bit rate. Yeah, whatever, YouTube. All right.
YouTube, get your.
Yeah,
shit
it's
together.
YouTube's problem. My equipment is solid.
If anybody's out there, let us know.
I think Ben,
Ben's listening. Ben,
I
tell
don't
us how our
know.
audio.
I put
is,
it up
Ben.
in the chat to see, but nobody answered me.
Okay, so let's jump into the they-them division. So what? Let's talk about why we're called the they-thems. What's the story here?
Who started this?
So
Oh, I think I started it.
no,
Did I start it?
I think it was actually Ben who started that.
Ben started the they thems.
So
Good job,
initially,
Ben.
we were supposed to be called the commissioner.
No,
what
the
are we?
champions.
Champions Committee. There we go. Thank you. We were the Champions Committee division because
It's the worst. Sounds like a bunch of
at
old
that
little
point, before
babies.
Dylan won this season, only myself, Scott, and Brandon had ever won a championship previously. So I had created the Champions Committee to just have like a a spot to kind of go run some things by, another sounding board kind of thing.
Collusion.
Not collusion. But yeah, to talk through shit before we, start rolling things out to the league. And that was, I told everybody that for the first time during last year's draft. And then it all went downhill from there.
Yeah, I think in a text chain once I said something. I used the term "the deal," and Ben's very loud response was, "What effing deal are you talking about?" There was no deal. It was just a figure of speech.
Yeah. Ben was butthurt over
And
the...
thus the they thems were created over figure of speech.
yeah. So we are now the they-thems. We're sorry if that offends you in any way, but
If it
we're
offends you, get off. Don't listen to us then. How about that?
we are the they-thems division.
Yeah. Damn
So that's the
they-thems.
origin story of our name.
Well, sorry. It was also we're not a Rose, a Caldora, or a Harris, so we
This
were
is
the
true.
leftovers. And
You are the leftovers, the they thems.
could have been called that, the leftovers.
That's true.
You guys are ruining. You're taking people's jobs. You can't go on the bus anymore because
Whose
of the they
job?
thems. Well, go on.
I don't know whose jobs were taken over. Definitely not podcast jobs.
Yeah. Oh, he almost made that.
So heading into this season, I think expectations were, kind of high for our division, though. We had the all the previous champions in this division, and we had the back-to-back champ. We had Brandon, who's as we'll get into this a little bit more, has made the playoffs every single year,
And the commish.
and yeah, who's always coming out on top, so because of not collusion. Whatever. But the division I think came out well, and we're gonna break down the results of our division, starting with the lowest seed in our division, the last place team in our division.
that was me.
Mr. Scott Giuliano.
Yeah, buddy.
Tough year.
What happened?
Oof. Well, it started with bad quarterback strategy.
What are you trying to do?
Oh boy.
You want to go lower? Okay.
All right, I'll talk about my bad quarterback strategy. So I am known for not wanting to take a quarterback early, and in this new Superflex format, that doesn't always work. And I think last year in my championship run, I got lucky, and my brother probably knows who I had. I don't even remember who I had.
Yeah, we could definitely run down through the draft.
I mean last year. I don't know
Oh.
if I had this year. I just mean last year in the
for
first
your
year of
champion.
Superflex.
Yeah.
I must have gotten lucky at quarterback because my strategy of taking one late either is boom or bust, and it must have boomed in 24 and busted in 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's our math
can't,
guy on the card show when he shows up, which he hasn't been coming to. But yet I'm here.
Are you
every
busy on Wednesdays?
podcast.
Is it Wednesday?
No, Tuesdays,
Tuesdays and
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Shout out for the card show.
Oh yeah, that's our sponsor, by the way.
This podcast is brought to you by Pro Card Prospects, where you want to get really expensive cards for $2. Check out Pro Card Prospects.
Thank you, Chris. You had Jordan Love in the at least in the championship came against me.
Oh, yes.
2 years ago.
Okay, so good quarterback. Who'd I have
He
this
wasn't
year?
the greatest.
Well, I mean, he's better
he
than the
also-
two schmucks I had this year.
You started Bucky Irving at Superflex because your bench quarterback was Michael Penix.
Okay.
But we don't need to go that far back.
No.
So heading into this year, right? So heading into this year, you made the playoffs, 3 times out of 5 years. Now 3 times out of 6 years. So you're making the playoffs 50% of the time. So not bad compared to some other people in our league. But you ended this year 6-8, and heading into the draft, you had keepers Brock Bowers in the 6th round, Chase Brown in the 8th round, and Bucky Irving in the 17th round.
Yeah, but Bowers was disappointing, so that was not great value in the end. Chase Brown, injuries. Chase Brown turned it around. I didn't look at the stats, but if you look at the back 3 quarters of the year, I feel like he was like a top 10 running back easy, if not more. And then Irving was hurt most of the year, so I think the injury bug is what plagued me for the most part. But yeah, the keepers were solid.
Definitely, yeah. I think coming into the draft, we were expecting you to have a good season and make the playoffs, and then the injury bug hit you. If we look back at your draft, you had Malik Neighbors in the first round. You're losing your first round pick.
Tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You're going to not perform well. Second round, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Great pick up there.
Traded
Yep. James Conner, 3rd round, also
out
injured.
for the season.
What
Didn't
a
even
bum.
play. Did he
What
even
a
play? He
bum.
played 1 week.
He
Did
was
he play
so
one
good
week?
for me.
Maybe,
I think
1
he
or 2
played.
weeks.
Yeah, I was so mad when you picked him up because I was like, my boy, my baby, and then I was so happy.
4th round, you did not have a pick. 5th round, Jaden Waddle.
He had a bounce back season, right? Waddle.
He got
Solid.
better once Hill went out.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's not, value-wise, probably could have had something better there. 6th round, you had your Bowers keeper. 7th round, J.J. McCarthy.
That's where it starts to go downhill. I mean, McCarthy as the quarterback, I was expecting big things there, obviously.
I think the entire NFL was. So
9, my man. That's his nickname. You know his nickname
Oh,
is 9?
I don't.
He has an alter ego 9.
See,
He calls
this guy
himself
should be
9.
good. He's
he's insane.
Should be.
Yeah.
Oh, you also had 2 picks in the 7th round, actually.
Oh.
You had Justin's pick. So you took Justin Fields and J.J. McCarthy in that round.
Yeah, so I usually have this strategy that doesn't pan out, as you'll go through my draft and see the last couple picks that you always make fun of me for doing. But I'll take, this wasn't back to back, obviously, but I'll take in the same either round or when I have a trade where I have another pick in the same round, I'll double up on a position or a need, just somewhat hedging that one's going to work out and one's not going to work out. Now, obviously, in this case, which is what sunk my season, both quarterbacks were terrible for the most part. Fields had a couple good weeks. McCarthy had a couple good weeks, but, I mean, overall, it was not good.
Yeah, I think you had a good strategy there. Just didn't work out with those two guys. If you look ahead to the next round, like Bryce Young and Daniel Jones were taken in the 8th round. Like if you had took those two quarterbacks in the 7th round,
Yeah.
probably would have had a little bit of a different outcome. I mean, injury bugs still hit you, but they had better seasons than McCarthy and Fields.
Now, the crazy thing about Jones, and I know it's a different league, I'm in a 10-team league, one quarterback, but everyone has to have a backup. So you have 20 quarterbacks that get taken, and Jones was on the waiver wire to start the season. So obviously it's a super flex. He's drafted in the 8th round, which just goes to show you that, like, I mean, the quarterbacks, everyone gets taken. The values are way inflated. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Superflex definitely throws a lot into the strategy, I think, for drafts in the league overall. 8th round, you had your keeper Chase Brown. 9th round, Godwin, who was injured at the time. Just decent, not a great stash, I guess. I don't know. 9th round seems kind of early.
He was back. When he came back, he was okay, but then he got hurt again, I think. So I just think it was maybe too risky for that slot.
Well, it's kind of funny here. You actually went kind of stash back to back because in your first pick in the 10th round was Addison, who was suspended at the time.
He was, but he actually turned out to be solid. I mean, for as bad as the quarterback play was in Minnesota, he had some pretty good weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then 11th round Eckler, who got injured. Who I think value, like he started the season off well, and then once he got injured, it was.
I don't even think I got to use him though. I'll be honest. Well, maybe he played for Irving, because with the way my team was structured, I didn't really need him to be in there. But yeah, anyway, out for the season.
Yeah, and then the rest of your draft kind of sucks because Rashid Shaheed in the 12th round. I don't think he ever was much this year.
Nope.
Steelers defense, Bills defense back to back in the end the 13th, start the 14th, which you love those back to back defenses.
That. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just something about having. I like to carry two defenses, and I always ebb and flow on the strategy on defense. Do I just play the matchup? But again, in a pretty active league, I think what scared me on defenses this year, and maybe I need to rethink the strategy, is with the fab. People's propensity to just put in dollars on random defenses. It's risky of trying to pick up a defense week to week.
But you're saying it with the fab.
With the fab, yeah, because you don't know what value people are going to place. You're just throwing money away week to week on a defense. Where if I just had a good one from the draft that I just kind of stuck with. So trying to play those matchups in a fab world, I think, is a little bit harder. I'd have to look back to see if that actually played out. But yeah, that's where.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, if the Steelers and Bills were solid for you throughout the entire season, then hey, great.
Well, I don't think they were. Yeah, honestly, I had picked up the Ravens. I think at some point I had 3 defenses. I don't thought that was a good strategy either, but they weren't any good either for the beginning of the season. I think most of the season. So I don't know. I think matchup is typically the way to go, but again, I'm scared off in the fab world.
Mm-hmm. And then you rounded out with Taysom Hill in the 15th. And
that was a throwaway pick, I think, or I think I wanted to put him on. I think he was going to start the season on IR. That's why I picked him up.
You had a lot of IR guys to start the season. With Godwin. I mean, Addison, I probably wasn't eligible. But
yeah, he
Hill,
wasn't.
And then you had kicker Will Lutz in the 16th, and then your keeper Bucky Irving in the 17th, which is, I mean, if he didn't get injured, great value in the 17th round.
Yeah.
So overall, some opportunities to look into for next season, heading into your
change my quarterback
draft.
strategy. I think I'm finally going to turn the page on waiting so long for the quarterback. I think this might be the year that I take one in the 2nd round.
I think when we get to Brandon's draft, when we talk about his draft, you'll kind of see why I think that is like the quarterbacks I think carried him. Sorry, I'm just trying to get back to the 2025 season so I could get to our transactions. But yeah, so throughout the season, you made 6 trades, and which was on the higher side. I think Justin and Ryan led the league with 9 trades on the year. But you, really went into doing a lot of trading because you were going to be out of the playoffs and looking into next season.
Yeah, I went into draft pick acquisition mode. Actually, our producer, I own a couple of his picks.
Yes, you do. I'm very happy about it. I'll trade picks any day.
I also own some of. I
This is
own
true.
one of his picks.
Yeah, there's definitely value there. I got some great players. Dowdle worked out real well for me. Bowers, man, I won maybe one game with him.
You're going to keep him?
I got maybe a little workings going on with somebody. I'm using him as a chip.
All right.
So yeah, so let's check out the trade. So, A Chain, your first trade was A Chain or I traded you A Chain for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Straight up, right?
Yep, straight up.
Yeah, which I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think it worked out for the both of us. You needed running backs because Irving was injured.
And Eckler.
And Connor.
Yeah, I was
You needed
desperate.
running backs desperately.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I don't necessarily think I needed wide receivers, but I had another deal going to get James Cook, which I did when I traded Nico Collins for James Cook. I was just worried about A-Chain and he's injury prone. But he ended up having a great season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he had probably finished RB3 or 4 on the season. So, yeah, I think overall a wash there. Your second trade was with Quinn, where you traded A-Chain. You traded A-Chain to kind of reset your team because you were still hitting the injury bug and you had nobody to play. So you got Hawkinson, Deebo Samuel, and Kyron Williams.
Yeah, so Williams, I liked the keeper play on him, and I'm going to keep him in the end. And I think A-Chain has one more year. Does A-Chain have one more year? But
yes,
at
A-Chain can be kept one more year.
But it's at a mid-round or something, so it's not a great value. I mean, it's a good value for him because he's like a first-round pick, but I don't know what round it is. But
yeah, it's like 7th, I want to say.
Williams is like 17th, I think, or 16th or something on the
That's
back
actually
end.
spot on. 7th round for A-Chain next year.
There you go. And then
Yeah, Kyron Williams is going to be like 15th or 16th.
yeah, so I like that first, and then Debo. Yeah, I just felt like it was another high. Let's say, what's the word I want? He had a good possibility to put up numbers, even though I think the issue there was the quarterback situation in Washington was a mess.
Oh, yeah. it was
So
horrible.
that didn't help him. And then Hawkinson, I didn't use. It was just like, hey, he could do something. But another Minnesota guy had Reed, or not. I would call him Reed. You know this guy, Addison Reed? He was a pitcher on the Mets.
Yeah.
I always want to call
I don't
Jordan
know about the
Addison
Mets.
Addison Reed. You know Addison Reed over there, producer?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
See? So anyway,
do.
Hawkinson I ended up dropping, I think, at some point. But he didn't do anything even after I dropped him. Someone picked him up. I think Quinn might have picked him back up, and he didn't do
Yeah,
anything anyway.
Useless.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think after that, I think you were like still in the race for a playoff at
Yes.
that point.
Yes.
And then once you were like, I'm not going to make it, then
The sell-off happened.
yeah, so you traded Waddle to Nick for a 4th round pick, which I think was awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I like the 4th. I mean, no one's going to give up. Well, I don't want to say no one because I forget what happened with Dowdle. I don't want to say no one. Sorry. I don't know you're going to get top 3 picks. Was there a top 3?
I got a 3rd pick
Okay.
for Dow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Look,
We'll get to that when we get
we've
to my
talked
team.
about that every goddamn podcast.
Well, nobody's heard it because we haven't been on.
This wasn't
I've heard it.
intentional.
It's like the 5th time.
Well,
No, it's completely intentional. We're getting to it now. The last game before he traded him, he had like what 38 points, 40 points.
What happened in the? Now, I'm a
Oh,
terrible fan of watching sports these days with the kids. What happened in the playoff game? Why did Hubbard outrush him,
They're just
outcarry
playing-
him?
they're just playing the hot hand right
Yeah,
now.
they didn't give it to him.
it's whoever's hotter in the game, whoever's working.
Yeah,
better.
I thought that when Hubbard came back, we'd have a similar Sonic and Knuckles thing we'd have in Detroit. And that was just, I had Montgomery on my team too, and they didn't give him the ball.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, yeah, Montgomery. I
Does
don't,
this
I don't
scare
like
you
that,
for your offseason? Well, he's a free agent.
Yes, we'll
Dowdle?
see where he signs.
Ah,
That's why at the end of the day, it wasn't like I mean, it was still a bad trade, but you never know.
Says the guy who got the third round
Yes.
pick.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It was good for
Oh.
you. And plus, what was my record? Like 2-5 at that point. Like I still have a chance, maybe. So I was like, I'm gonna try to make moves, and they were not good moves.
Yeah, I wonder if he won you, if he helped you not get last place though. He might have won you some games, so you don't have to do a punishment.
Browers definitely helped in that too. He might have because they weren't running Montgomery. So Data will get me like 11 points, 9 points, and Montgomery would have like 2. So probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on. So then you traded Kimani Vidal to Justin for an 11th round pick.
Yeah.
Not bad there.
It
I
was
mean,
just
picks are picks.
transactional.
Yeah. Then you traded away Debo to get a 9th round pick.
I don't even remember
bad.
doing that. Okay.
Yeah, with this guy.
Oh. How was Debo? I don't remember.
traded for 9th round pick for Debo Samuels. Samuels, whatever his
You
name
traded. You
is. He
traded
sucked.
your
I don't
9th
think I
round
ever
pick for
played
Justin.
him.
This is where you guys did like.
What team
These
is he
went
on?
in on the
is he on
same-
the Redskins?
They're not called the Redskins anymore, sir. They're called the Commanders.
Commanders.
And then your last pick was also with Chris for Bowers for the 4th round.
I just kept going back to the well here on picks.
I think Chris was just doing trades in his sleep or something. He doesn't remember these
No,
things.
I mean it's like if you look at it, like the way I look at things like that. If those players pan out, then that's just my keepers for next year. You know, so it's like I'm getting value there. He's getting a pick, whatever. And I pick up one of the top 3 tight ends in the league. So it's like, yeah, I probably would have picked him up in the maybe 3rd or 4th based on how I draft, you know. And plus, I pick my players on how they play football. Honestly, like if Tebow was coming out of retirement, I draft him 2nd pick. 'Cause
Don't worry, OBJ is coming out of retirement for you.
I hope so.
1st round pick for you.
Rugs, bro, rugs. I'm telling you.
Yes, Henry Ruggs. You love him. But yeah, I think overall some really good trades to kind of reset your team for the next season. I think you have some good keepers going into next season, which we're going to talk about on another episode. But waivers wise, you did 56 overall transactions between waivers and free agents throughout the season. And 2 just that stood out to me was Kimani Vidal and Blake Corum.
Why'd you pick Corum? Interesting selection.
I think he could be a potential keeper, depending. I mean, him and Kyron were sharing at some point.
Yeah.
He is the younger back out of the 2. Maybe he eventually starts to take over. He's going to be a last round pick, which is, it's a last round pick.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. You're wasting.
I know it's not this
Taysom Hill.
episode, but I mean, I think it has to be Kyron, Chase, and Irving. I can't.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I haven't looked at your keepers, but those just stood out to me as like the only people that really like, made a potential impact on your team. Like, I mean, if we really want to go into your waiver pickups, you spent $50 on Jake Browning, which was horrible.
Oh yeah, that was this fab, man. I can't get my head around
50
it.
million. It'd be better if it was 50 million.
Okay, $26 million on Carson Wentz.
Yes, that
How'd
sounds
that
so
go?
much better.
Well, so it was my penance for not having good quarterbacks, and I was grasping at straws to find anybody. But Browning, I outbid somebody. I mean, obviously,
You're
I
up
got
at
him.
me, I think.
Yeah, but then
won.
Wentz was terrible because the problem was I had McCarthy, right? So I'm like, okay, I need Wentz. I don't think anybody bid on him, so I blew $25 on him. But I think trying to understand the tendencies of how people bid was very tough.
It is very difficult. Like you end up spending more fab than you think you need to.
Yeah. Towards the end, and it didn't matter because I was out of it at that point, I started to
Millions.
bid $1 or $2 on
Million.
players, and I started to get those guys. Like people would bid at 0, right? And I would do $1 and get them. Now, did it help me? No. It was like the last weeks of the season. But
You got Cam Ward for $1. That was October 9th.
yeah, well, he was terrible too.
Andy Dalton for $2. He must. I guess Young was injured that week.
I
mean,
think I
you played the
played-
quarterback carousel. Like,
Oh, it was terrible.
You had Tyrod Taylor pick up.
I had everybody. I had half the
Kirk
league.
Cousins, Shadur Sanders.
He had a couple good weeks.
Gardner Minshew,
Oh,
December
yeah.
17th.
That's a bad one too.
We're just trying to win the consolation
And
bracket.
all the
Yeah.
while, you had a lovely 42-year-old man sitting on my team just waiting to be picked up.
Yeah, it
Nobody
wouldn't have
wanted
mattered.
him.
Nobody wants Aaron Rodgers.
I should have in one of those trades. I should have took Rodgers back. Actually,
Yeah, I would have been like, okay.
I guess you would. But yeah, so if looking back,
That
is
was
there
it.
is there? I mean, besides the draft, maybe the draft strategy with quarterbacks, anything else you would have done differently?
No, the injury bug is what it is. It's going to happen, and you just hope you have enough depth to survive. I think, yeah, the quarterback play is just, it was too much to overcome. And, yeah, when you look, I know you don't want to go back a season before, but to have Jordan Love, who was at least good enough, I think I traded for him actually, so anyway, that's another story. But to have someone who you can put in there consistently, because to put a running back or wide receiver at Superflex, I don't think is that big of a deal if it's a solid person, right? I mean, they're going to score points just the same way that I'm trying to start a quarterback who's going to put up 10 or even riskier, put up 0 or 1, like some of the schmucks I ran out there. So that's where if I can get one solid quarterback, and again, you said you look at Brandon's draft as the way to do it. If I can get a quarterback in an early round that I can plug in, maybe that's a safer bet, and that's probably what I'll take away the most.
Cool. So let's jump into the commissions season. So I finished 8-6, which was the same record as
Boo.
Brandon, but he scored more points than me, so I was
Commissioner
second in the
sucks.
division. Heading into the season, I had made the playoffs 4 times out of 6 years, so not bad.
Made the playoffs 4 times.
Oh, see, it's not 6 out of 6. We know he's not cheating all the years.
Yeah. Not
So
cheating at all.
4 years of collusion.
4 years of cheating.
Heading into the draft, I had 2 4th-round picks, no 7th-round picks. So I had some decent draft capital and some okay keepers. Devon Achane in the 8th, Nico Collins in the 9th, and then a random Jonnu Smith in the 17th, which did not matter. But yeah, I mean, my draft was solid, but like Scott, first round pick getting injured for the majority of the year. My first round pick was Jaden Daniels, and when your first round pick gets hurt, it's tough to come back from. When it's a quarterback, I feel like it's a little bit easier because Mariota did decent. When I was able to start him, but I think the biggest thing that hurt me throughout the year was like that quarterback carousel and just having to play the waiver wire and using up the fab and being like, okay, like what am I focusing on that so much of like making sure I had quarterbacks to play since we are that Superflex league. And yeah, I ended up making the playoffs. So, but yeah, let's jump into my drafts. Like I said, Daniel's in the first round, got injured, never doing that again. Drake London in the second, solid year. I think probably finished as a top 10 wide receiver. Had hit the injury bug a couple times throughout the year, but overall a good pickup. I hate my 3rd round pick, DK Metcalf. I thought your guy, Old Man Rogers, was going to be slinging it to him all
He
year,
did
and
for
that
like
really
a-
didn't happen.
1 game.
Yeah, no, he had some solid weeks, and then it just very inconsistent
Oh
play
yeah, then he
from
punched
him.
that fan in the face, and then I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean that was like week 16 or something.
I don't know.
But yeah, DK value there at in the 3rd round was not good. I went RJ Harvey in the 4th, which not he had a good end to the season, but just value wise, the start of his season, sharing with Dobbins, it didn't work out the greatest.
You're always on those rookies early. You and right? That's like your MO.
Yeah,
That's the
especially
MO of a lot
Brandon,
of this
too.
league.
Yeah, rookies.
I mean, it can work out. I mean, my 5th round. Well, I had 2 4th-round picks. So after Harvey, then I picked Brock Purdy, which my other quarterback injury bug. The entire season he missed like 6 or 7 weeks, I think. So with Daniels and Purdy both having an injury bug, that really screwed me over. But then yeah, 5th and 6th, I went Egbuka and Tyler Warren, which Egbuka started off great and was looking to be like one of the best picks of the draft, and then second half of the season he did nothing. He just
I think he was
couldn't
just-
catch a ball anymore.
I think he couldn't catch a ball anymore. He was getting beat up out there. Like whatever secondaries, they just figured him out.
Yeah, Baker started. He had a little bit of an injury problem, I think, with a shoulder. He wasn't throwing as well. And
Well, that whole division. I mean, what the division winner was 8-9 or 9, whatever it was.
Yeah,
I mean,
the whole
that
division.
was a disaster.
yeah, but then Warren was good. I went early on those rookies because I didn't have a 7th round pick. So, and then I had A-Chain in the 8th, and Collins in the 9th. So if I didn't take Igbokwe and Warren in 5-6, I was going 3 straight rounds without a pick. So I went early on them because I wanted them. So yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about them, because I'm not sure if I'm keeping them or not, because I'm not sure if like a 4th round will be worth it for Igbokwe or not for next season. A 5th round for Warren, I'm not really sure. I gotta wait till we start looking at next season stuff and where they're being drafted, what their ADP is. That's the shitty part of that.
ADP shooting lingo out there.
So yeah, so no 7th round. A-Chain I kept in the 8th, Collins in the 9th, which were great values there. Jordan Mason in the 10th, which I just, Aaron Jones typically gets hurt, which he did. Mason stepped in a little bit, but overall I think I wasn't happy with Mason's season as much as I had hoped. I took Tank Bigsby in the 11th, which was not a good pick.
No, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take over for ETN, and
he did
ETN
not.
ended up having a great season. He got traded to Philly. You had Bashal Tutin.
Yeah, you go to Philly, you're not running the ball. Like,
Yeah, he was just like a handcuff for Barkley at that
yeah.
point. So yeah, that was definitely a bad pick. Geno Smith in the 12th, which I ended up using a lot since Daniels and Purdy got hurt. So it was an okay pick there. I took Kyle Williams in the 13th, which he never ended up being anything. Defense 49ers in the 14th, and they were okay. I went Ollie Gordon in the 15th to have my backup for A-Chain, and then kicker to kind of finalize that draft.
How many teams went 3 quarterback like you? Were you one of the few?
Let's see. So
Did you figure we're a 10-team league, 12-team, whatever. 12. So you
don't know
can't.
how many teams we have.
I don't know. I lost track.
I didn't even know we had who was in what division last podcast. So
You don't know anything, Chris. You're Mr. I don't care.
We have divisions.
right?
Let's see. It's
'Cause the
tough
math
a little
doesn't
bit
math, right,
because
at some point on
it's
the quarterbacks.
it's tough a little bit because of all the pick trading. Nick looks like he only had 2. Quinn looks like he had
I had 2.
2.
Nixon.
So you're probably
Oh,
one of the
man.
few teams
Charlie
that
had
carry
3. Charlie had Mahomes, Penix, and Daniel Jones.
Hmm.
Justin.
That didn't pan out.
Justin. He had Herbert. And I don't know.
Just thinking about the strategy of which I'm not saying
Wait,
it's
Darnold.
a bad one, but from a draft point of view, you had Daniels early. Okay, he got hurt, but still should have been good. You had Purdy 4th round, I think you said, solid quarterback, happened to get hurt. But even go from a draft point of view, you had 2 quarterbacks early and still decided to take Geno Smith. And I'm not saying it was a bad pick because obviously you needed to use him at some point, but just thinking about that 3rd quarterback. I mean, in the Superflex, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of people take him. I mean, looking at this draft, Dylan actually took 4. He had Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, and Tyler Shuck.
Russell
Wow.
Wilson.
And Shuck
and
ended up
he's-
being pretty good.
Yeah.
Later, yeah. Ben took 3. Chris took 3. So,
I
yeah, so I
took
think a lot
3.
of teams, yeah.
Oh, who was my
Knicks, Goff, and Rodgers.
third? Oh yeah,
You
God.
got Jared Goff.
Yep, totally forgot.
Yeah, so I think majority of our league does take 3. But I mean, there's 32 teams in the league. We have 12-team league, so you're at 36 quarterbacks. Everybody takes 3, so you're not.
So
But
4
like-
teams got host.
But like Ben took Jackson Dart, who was a backup.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that out there too. Like you might want to take and that worked out for him. Go on a rookie quarterback who might start later in the season. Towards the end of the draft. So.
Chris, you taking Mendoza in the 1st round or what?
No, man, I'm sticking. Tried and true CMC, Knicks, and then I'm gonna try to get one of them fancy giants. But the
Scatterman.
Mendoza, I don't like Mendoza. I mean, I liked him, but then I heard him talk, and I was like, no, not for me. But yeah,
So-
Scat's going to be nice when he gets back. Hopefully he doesn't break anything else.
Well, that'll be a keeper for Charlie, so we wouldn't be able to draft him. But yeah, so draft was, it was okay.
I'll get him. I'll get Charlie. I'll trade away something.
Charlie, if you're listening, Chris is coming for you. So I
More
did
ways than you
four.
know.
I did 4 trades throughout the year. Which we already mentioned. I did that one with Scott A-Chain for Amon-Ra St. Brown, which I think was basically a wash there. I traded at the same time Nico Collins for James Cook because Cook started off crazy to start the season. Nico was not having a great start. So I was just trying to upgrade my running back and wide receivers at that point, which I think overall, like, those were solid trades. And then I picked up Rico Dowdle off, the waiver wire, and then he had a couple good weeks, and I put him on the trade block. And as soon as I put him on the trade block,
Some
a beautiful
idiot came along.
an intelligent man.
And he was
Our
like, that guy
producer.
just had a 38-point game. He's going to continue this production throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, you got to believe. And I got a third-round pick for him. So thank you very much for
The
that.
rich get richer.
Right?
And then as my season went on and Drake London got hurt, like, right before our trade deadline, and I had to make the decision, like, hey, I'm probably going to make the playoffs, but also I'm probably am not going to win a championship with this team. I decided to make a bigger trade to get more capital for the next season. So I traded Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and James Cook to Dylan for Puka Nacua, a 5th-round pick and a 17th-round pick, which my thought process there was like, I'm getting Puka Nacua, who potentially could carry me through the playoffs and help me win a championship still. And I'm still just, getting capital for the next season because I'm getting that 5th-round pick and the 17th, but also Puka Nacua is like the best keeper in our league because he's going to be a 16th-round pick for me next year.
Did that trade help Dylan win, or did that not happen?
If Dylan's listening, which he might be, he really wants me to look into that for him. He wants to look at his
He
games and
was
see if
topic
he's
of
still.
discussion.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we've been talking about it a lot. I don't know if he's done it yet. If he doesn't, I'll probably
He
end up doing it at
totally
some point.
hasn't done
We'll
it.
just have, like,
At all.
after the Super Bowl, and we're done with divisions and keepers, we're just going to have one episode where we're just going through that process on the computer live. Sounds good, Dylan? We'll just do it live on a podcast.
He's not
Go through the
listening.
process to see if that trade mattered or not. I think it probably didn't matter. Yeah, I think
Sorry,
he
it
still
was St. Brown and who?
James Cook. So he had Tajay Spears, who he probably would have had a start at his RB2, which wasn't, but he also maybe would have done waiver pickups. Like, who knows what actually would have happened.
Yeah, you can only base it on his roster at
Yeah.
the time. That's interesting.
But yeah, I actually did the most free agent and waiver pickups in the entire league. I did 104.
104.
104.
That's
Which was
wild.
a lot.
I think he gave himself extra fab. What do you think?
Yeah,
Chris?
I think so. Your brother's right. A little collusion going on. You took all
How
my
dare
fab.
How dare
He's got
you?
the fab
He
magic
does,
button.
We don't know what kind of administrative
Anytime I
powers
do
you
anything in the
have.
league, it shows up in the chat. in
That's
Sleeper.
because that's
shows up in the
because
chat.
We don't know. We
You don't know.
what back
You don't know how to
dealings you're
read a
doing.
chat. Read an app.
Clearly, only half of us.
You're
can
the
read.
IT guy. You should know how to do
I
this
don't
shit.
need to know how to
Get your
read.
shit together. I'm going to take you back into the walk-in.
Oh God.
Okay, so some of my nice pickups of the year. I picked up Kyle Monungai at one point, but then I ended up
God
dropping him.
damn it. Oh
But he
my
was a
God.
solid pickup. Picking up Rico Dowdle obviously was amazing because I got win some weeks, but also got a 3rd-round pick out of him.
3rd-round pick.
Devin Neal I picked up later in the season. He helped me get into the playoffs. I actually started him the week that Kamara got hurt. I don't know. I just had a premonition. So I was like, Kamara is going to get hurt this week, and Devin Neal's going to take over the starting role, and that happened.
Premonition, or you read a blog?
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
you
thing.
got an insider scoop. You got Adam Scheffner on speed dial there.
Yeah, we're BFFs.
Knew
I
it.
picked up
You heard
Rashad
it here
White.
first, boys.
I picked up Rashad White, who helped me out a couple weeks when while Irving was injured, and I picked up Mr. Colston Loveland, who actually helped me beat Dylan 1 week because Dylan drafted him and then he dropped him, and then he was playing the Bengals that week, and the Bengals defense all season was giving up insane points to tight end. So I was like, I need to start Colston Loveland this week, and Loveland went off for 30-something points.
It's another blog tip.
Yes. You got to be in it. You got to be in it to win. You got to listen to the fantasy football stuff.
No, you don't. You just got to
To
go
win
out there
shit.
and gunsling it, man.
I mean, you can. I mean, look at Dylan won the championship,
Exactly.
and he's not
a
a
gunslinger.
doing his whatever.
No, he's not.
He's Mr. Underprepared.
Yeah,
so.
he's working
his
off of
nickname.
straight mocks. That's
He
all
is.
that is.
But I mean, that's also why I think I did 104 transactions, because I was so all over the place of like, oh, I want this guy. Oh, they said I should have this guy. And it's like it was just all over the freaking place. It was it was crazy.
Wheeling and dealing.
But yeah, I mean, overall, like it sucks not to win, obviously, but I feel good about my season, and
That's great.
I think overall, I want to change my strategy, my draft strategy a little bit with quarterbacks heading into next season, kind of like you. Just have a
That
little
worked
more
out
thought.
really well for Scott, didn't it? Whatever quarterback strategy he had, though.
Well, he wants to change his too.
No,
What's
I'm
your
changing-
strategy? What's
changing
your
to next
strategy?
year.
What are you trying to do?
Don't worry about that. That's our secrets and not yours.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's head into the last team in this amazing they-them division. Mr. Brandon Tiger.
Yeah, why didn't
Unfortunately,
we,
could not be
call
here
him
tonight.
in? We tested that whole calling thing
Phone a
Well,
friend.
can you
on
call him in?
Wednesday. Right now?
See what he's doing.
Oh,
Probably packing up 'cause he's moving.
Does this signal
oh
reach
yeah,
Pennsylvania?
He is moving. I don't know. I don't know if they have good internet out there.
Give him a call. See if
Nah,
he wants to.
I'm not doing
But he finished the season 8-6. He has made the playoffs all the years. You know,
Impressive.
6 out of 6 years. He was the original back-to-back champ when we first started this league in 2020. And yeah, I mean that is impressive. I think to be in the playoffs every single year is freaking amazing. I think. So all you league listeners out there, like he's
There's
the
two
enemy
right now.
Like he's. I don't know why sometimes I am the enemy. He is the enemy. He
That's
is the one we need
because
to take
you
down.
guys have secret conversations. We see it every
Well,
day
they
at Sunday
share a
dinner.
team, so
They
we,
do
we
share
have
a
other
team.
we
You
have
share
other
a
leagues
team.
that we're in together.
Yeah, but you
yes.
have shared interest in other things.
Well, actually,
So it doesn't, from an aesthetics perspective, it just doesn't look well.
I actually enjoyed this year a little bit more because our draft was before our other drafts, which I was happy about because the previous year we had a joint league draft together first, and I like said something during that draft, and then Brandon ended up drafting that team. It was a defense in our draft, and I was pissed off at him. But yeah, so I
Whoa.
don't. I
Whoa,
usually
you're
I hold
still
back a
mad
little bit.
about it?
No, I'm not.
No.
I sometimes hold back in our other leagues some stuff because I'm like I don't want to give away all my secrets.
too much canoodling going on over
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
canoodling. That's the next season's words, canoodling.
Canoodling.
I
Taking
think
over for
collusion's
collusion.
out, so now we're canoodling.
Canoodling. Okay, Charlie, make sure you add that to
You guys are,
your dictionary.
yeah, Charlie, get on it.
So heading into the draft, Brandon did not have a 3rd or 6th round pick.
No, I'm okay, buddy.
Nice. We're doing a podcast here. We don't want. I mean,
You
it
getting
is the
ice
easy
cream?
like Sunday dinner podcast, but
What? What is that?
welcome Maverick to the podcast. Maverick's joining the pod down here.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
And doing some Snapchat
What?
filters.
Sometimes people fall.
That's very funny.
Crazy filter there. So Brandon coming into the draft did not have a 3rd or 6th round pick. So I was not expecting him to have, a great season because of that. Like those are, some
And he
low
came
picks.
with his little notebook and his little tiny notes and stuff, and he was prepared.
Yeah, I mean he's the devil, guys. When it comes to fantasy football, I mean,
Oh,
you guys,
wow.
you guys need
heard
to
that
learn
first
this.
Year. You heard that first year.
You
that
guys,
Brandon
I'm sorry,
is
Brandon.
the
I love
devil.
you, but like
According to
you
the
guys,
commissioner.
I'm gonna like
The El Diablo.
air out all of
El
Brandon's. Like,
Diablo.
you guys need to wake up when
El-
it comes to
Whoa.
Brandon and fantasy football.
Did
His
we
trade
just-
secrets? Are
Are we-
you
did
telling
we
trade
just-
secrets?
did we
I'm not
just go
telling trade
back into
secrets.
the
I just think
walk-in?
you guys need to wake up.
Yeah,
like the
Justin,
league
wake up.
needs to wake up.
Wake up.
and
So-
do what?
losers.
Trade less with him? I don't understand.
Yes.
So don't
This
talk
man
to
did not
him
have
anymore.
a 3rd or 6th round pick, and he made it to the champion. I mean, once we go through his draft, I mean, and then you'd be like, how did he make the championship game? So right, no 3rd or 6th round pick. His keepers were Calvin Ridley in the 15th round, which was he did nothing.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it was
wasn't
15th
Trey
15th round
McBride
pick, but-
going off? Though?
Yes, he had Trey McBride in the 16th round. Yes, best tight end in the league, like by far.
It was
Like
Bowers from the year
in
before.
another
Yeah.
tier. Yes, definitely. I mean, that helped out a lot. And then Kyron Williams in the 17th round, who we ended up trading, but also a very good pick. So, first round, CeeDee Lamb, solid pick. Got injured for a little bit, but overall, a good draft pick. Genty in the 2nd round, not good value there at the end of the season. 3rd round, didn't have a pick. 4th round, this is where Drake May in the 4th round.
Oh yeah, well
Like,
that's
that
the money
was
pick right
just-
there.
Yeah,
That was huge for him because he had a great season.
He gonna
Travis-
win the Super Bowl.
Travis Hunter in the 5th round,
He didn't do
Got
anything, right?
right? So we got Genty, Hunter, 2 rookies, did not, weren't good values at those points. Didn't have a 6th. Debo in the 7th, not a good, didn't end up doing much. Diggs in the 8th, had some good games, probably not bad value there in the 8th. Josh Downs in the 9th, didn't have a good season. 2 in the 10th, had a horrible season. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt in the 11th, never ended up doing anything.
This team was in the championship. Holy moly!
Marvin Mims in the 12th.
He always has Marvin
Nothing.
Mims on his team.
Yes, because he's a Denver fan.
Yeah.
Zach
has
Ertz in the
Downs, too.
13th.
Ertz was good. Yeah.
He was, and then he got injured, I think.
Here's
Here's his best pick of the draft, though. Matt Stafford in the 14th.
Oh, was he the top quarterback scorer?
Yeah, he's.
I
Had to be close.
close. At least the top 3, 4.
All right.
But yeah, 14th round. Amazing value there. And then I got all his keepers, Ridley, McBride, and Kyron Williams.
So essentially, you're saying Stafford, May,
Carried him.
McBride from the 16th,
Mhm.
right? From a value standpoint, and then we'll see what trades he made. But that kind of makes sense when you say 2 of the top. I don't know where May finished. My guess is that's got to be 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks.
Probably. Are you looking up something, Chris, or you're just...
Oh
fiddling around on
no,
your phone?
no. What
Let
am
me
I
check.
supposed
Let
to
me
be
check.
looking
I
at?
got you.
I pressed
Okay,
the
Scott's
record
gonna-
button. You guys,
That's all I
you're-
do.
you're the
Press record.
mathematician
Make
guy.
sure the audio works.
Yeah, I'm part of the comedic relief.
Okay. Well, Scott looks up, where Stafford
I wasn't even
and
listening.
May
What were you guys
finished.
talking about?
Um,
Oh, those guys are hot. They're going to the Super Bowl.
yeah, maybe. Do you have cards of them?
No, we sold our Drake May. I think we have
Probably
one.
for like $2.
And actually, no, that May's hot. May goes. Stafford. I don't think we had any Stafford cards.
You need help, Scott? You
I don't know how to see stats in this
come on.
app.
Come on.
I don't understand.
Hang on,
I don't
let me ask Siri.
understand this
Hey
thing.
Siri.
Let the commissioner do this thing. Blah blah blah.
Isn't
into
that what
the
you're
app.
here for? Isn't you? Didn't you have this
Previously,
printout
2025
of all these little numbers here?
players,
You got your Surface
leaders.
or your
Okay,
Lenovo?
Here we go.
ThinkPad.
So
I'm going to say 2 of the top 5. That's my guess.
I think that's a very good guess.
that's done. Okay. So Josh Allen
Oh,
was
Pizza
number
Hut.
1 at 390 points. Stafford was 2 at 379, and May was 3 with 372.
I was even wrong. 2 of the top 3.
Malik
2 of the
Neighbors is
top
making
3.
Pizza
And top
Hut
3, I mean, the next
commercials?
closest,
IHOP
Prescott,
commercials?
353, fourth. So a good almost 20-point difference there.
And that was
and then
Dylan's
Lawrence
quarterback.
was-
So there's your
Yeah.
2 your
Yeah.
championship matchup right there.
Has slightly off topic, but has IHOP ever gotten an NFL person to endorse any of their products? You guys were chatting about weird stats or whatever, but Malik Neighbors
Oh, I did see that
is
commercial.
the official spokesperson of IHOP.
Well, I think it's they talked about fantasy football punishments on the commercial.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, that's the thing they're talking about because all these punishments people are doing, like go to IHOP and you have to sit there for like 24 hours and
And eat
eat
pancakes?
and like the amount of pancakes you eat like lowers the amount of hours you need to be there. I forget what
Oh.
the setup is exactly.
I wouldn't mind
Maybe
that.
that's next
I would-
year's.
Yeah,
if I
that'd be
ever, if I
awesome.
ever lose, I mean, I know you guys are gonna. If I ever lose,
lose.
if I ever lose, I am screwed because you guys are going to pick the worst possible punishment for me. I guarantee it.
I don't. I mean, I think the punishment should be fun. They shouldn't be absolutely terrible because then like no one's gonna want to do them. It's got to be something where we can all have fun with it. Like Ryan's thing, we all get to go to a baseball game. So that's cool. Your thing,
I would love to do the pancake, do the IHOP 24 hour. I would totally do that.
yeah, that'd be cool.
That would not be a punishment for me.
No, pancakes, 7 pancakes an hour.
Bo Bichette signed by the Mets 3-year.
Yo, you missed that?
I did not know that.
It's not gonna
talk baseball
matter.
later.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh, well,
gonna
okay.
matter.
Okay, let's get into Brandon's trade.
What's
So
he gonna do? What position does he play?
He's going to play
shortstop.
third base now. He's
Oh,
your
yeah.
new
Yeah,
third
yeah,
baseman.
Lindor. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That never works out.
No.
Okay, so Brandon's first trade was with Quinn. Brandon traded him Brees. No, he traded him
So was-
Debo Samuel and Kyron Williams for Brees Hall and Brian Thomas Jr. Ended up,
It might be a wash.
kind
Yeah.
of a wash. Like
Yeah.
Hall had some good games. Kyron probably had some good games for Quinn. Like BTJ ended up never being much. Debo not much.
Well, then Quinn flipped those two to me in the A-Chain trade.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that played out.
Yeah, and then Quinn did still not win the championship. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, so kind of a wash trade. This trade was big. He traded with Ryan. I mean, any trade with Ryan is typically a win for the other person. So Brandon traded Calvin Ridley and Travis Hunter for AJ Brown.
Oh, my
That's
God.
because Ryan wanted Travis Hunter bad.
The funny thing, I don't even know if he's keeping him. Ryan randomly called me today, out of the blue. Like my phone starts ringing. It's Ryan Harris. And I'm like, why is Ryan calling me? And I answer it. He starts asking me questions about keepers.
Does he know what date it is?
He's trying to be
Does
prepared,
was
guys.
he
He's getting
working? What is he
prepared.
doing?
I think it was working.
He's
And
definitely
he was like,
working.
He's asking me about Dalton Kincaid, and he's like asking me about like how many more times can he be kept. I'm like, I don't think he wasn't even a keeper last year.
Kincaid, I don't think
And
so.
then like he starts talking about Sam Laporta, who he traded for. When we get, I swear to this trade. When we first
here
went
we
over
go.
this trade,
He getting
oh
all
my, it
riled up.
blows
He getting
my
riled up.
mind. These
Riling
trades.
him up.
I can't wait to talk about their division again,
Getting
but I have to
riled
talk
up.
about this right now. The trade that he did for Sam Laporta was insane, and now he's not even considering keeping him. And the whole point of the trade was for Sam Laporta.
Sorry.
You have,
Yeah,
I have to go. I have to look at this trade because it.
Did you end up? Hold on. You already went through the Lone Star
We've
division.
done it. We've done it twice.
Yes, but we're going
twice.
to do it a third
No,
time.
but did you already?
Hopefully all of
Did
them.
you already talk about this
So
twice?
Oh, yes.
unfortunately, Ryan wasn't there.
He needs
So
to.
he couldn't.
No, yes.
He couldn't defend himself.
Nah.
And I'm assuming he'll be there when we do it because he
now
has
Justin
to.
can be from afar now. Justin can do it from his house, and we can have Dylan and Ryan here now, right?
Oh yeah, I only have
So that's
4
why-
mics.
Yeah, so that's why we
Yeah.
never included all of them, but now
Sure.
we can because Justin can do it from his house. So we're leaving Brandon
Way to
for a
go,
second. We're
Justin.
going to this trade that he did with Nick. He traded Spencer Rattler. No,
wait,
I'm
he-
sorry.
he
I'm
got
sorry.
Rattler?
He got Spencer Rattler and Sam Laporta, and he gave up Justin Herbert and a 7th round pick.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
He was playing for the next season. Why would you trade away your 7th round pick? You want picks for the next season. Herbert, whatever. And you get Sam Laporta, who at the time you were like, I'm getting Laporta. He's a keeper. That's why I'm doing this trade. And now you're not even considering keeping him.
What round would Laporta be?
A 9th round, I
Oh,
want to say.
it's not
I'm
even
sure
like,
he'll flip flop. I mean, what month is
a
it?
9th round. I don't know how I'm pulling
January.
these out of my. The 9th round for Sam Laporta.
Wow.
And Rattler literally, like the next week started and then
Yeah.
stopped becoming a sin. Tyler Shuck took over like the
Yeah.
It was insane.
So on January 16th at 12 p.m., Ryan calls you to ask you about keepers.
So you have to start talking about keepers.
Well, he's probably gathering intel. I think he's getting prepared. He's got his notebook out. He's scribbling down stuff.
Yeah,
Should be researching card values over there.
yeah. he needs the wait.
He's
He
got
needs the
people
wait.
for that.
If he, I'm gonna force him to keep Sam Laporta though, because that
Whoa.
trade, the most ridiculous trade in the entire world, and not even keeping Sam Laporta, ridiculous.
What if he's got plans for him?
Okay.
Maybe he's working a deal with somebody.
Please God, work a deal.
Uh.
Okay. So he did so Brandon and Ryan did that trade. Brandon got AJ Brown out of it, which was
Which
a
Brown
win.
wasn't that good either, though,
He
to
wasn't.
be honest. But still, for that deal,
I can't
like,
He's a-
that was
yeah.
a steal.
Ridley and Hunter were garbage. And Hunter was a potential keeper, which Ryan better be keeping him. And then
Probably not.
maybe not because Jacksonville has they have BTJ, they have Parker Washington,
They have a lot going on.
They have the guy from who they got from Las Vegas, Jacoby Myers.
The law firm.
So many,
Yeah.
so many receivers that Hunter coming back from injury, they might just be like, "Hey, you're gonna play defense."
No, they said he's going to be a two-way player.
yeah,
They already
even-
came out and said it.
Yeah.
That's so tiring, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot on him.
It's a long season. They could change their off season.
Yeah,
They could change their
yeah.
mind again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, depending on how his rehab goes, and yeah. And then let's see. Brandon's next trade was with Justin. Brandon traded. This was another crazy trade, which Justin admits. Which once we get back to actually getting a nice audioed episode of theirs, he'll admit to. But Brandon traded Keenan Allen and Brashard Smith for Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren, and Ted McMillan.
That's a lot of names.
Justin.
Say it again.
Okay, so Brandon traded Keenan Allen
Who
and
he
Brashard
picked?
Smith.
Who was an ad drop, based on your notes? Keenan Allen he picked up off the
Correct.
waivers, and who?
Brashard Smith, who's also a pickup off waivers,
Okay, so 2 waiver pickups.
for Kenneth Gainwell, who was a waiver pickup, but a good one. I mean, he was basically the wide receiver 2 for Pittsburgh, behind Metcalf. They had no other wide receiver. Jalen Warren, who had a good season, who I think is a potential keeper, and Ted McMillan, who had up and down season. Solid rookie season, but up and down. Justin released Brashard Smith like a week later.
Oof. Tough
Keenan Allen, like the whole. I mean, Justin will be able to talk about this when on his. Like he just thought Keenan Allen was going to. Like he was the better receiver out of him and Tet, but if he was on a team with so many other people that were getting targets,
Yeah,
and
too
Johnston
stacked.
and Lad McConkey and Gadsden was coming up and
Conkey.
coming, like yeah. So overall, like Brandon, just won that trade landslide. And then Brandon turned Stephon Diggs into Nico Collins.
Well, now we did that.
Well, it sounds like you were involved because you
Yeah.
had Collins. So what happened
Whoa.
there?
No, I
yeah,
traded
what
Nico,
happened
I
there?
traded Nico to Charlie
Like,
for
oh,
James Cook
Charlie.
early in the year. So
Come
Charlie
on,
traded
Charlie.
Collins for Stephon Diggs,
Oh.
Straight up.
straight up. And I don't know, looking back at like stat wise, like Collins wasn't having a great season, but I think he was having definitely a better season than Diggs.
You don't normally see too many position for position straight up trades.
No, there's always something else in there,
Yeah.
usually.
And then here's another position for position straight up. Then he traded Stafford straight up for Lamar Jackson,
Who the
which
hell's
might
traded
have
for these
lost
guys?
him the championship. I don't know. We haven't. I
Wow.
don't think we've looked at that, but
And now again, who am I to say? Because I finished 6-8, but I didn't realize. I must have been sleeping and not paying attention to the league to realize that he made that trade. What was his? And I'm not. I mean, listen, Stafford at that point was scoring a lot of points, right? I mean, he wasn't like he put them all up at the end of the year. He was pretty consistent scorer. So was it like it must have been a sell high move? Like, okay, he can't keep this up
I think so.
and buy low on Jackson. Because Jackson didn't have a great year.
No,
No.
he gave up at some point
Yeah.
in the year and was like,
Yeah, Jackson's injury prone. He was injured throughout the year. Not a great season. Yeah, knowing Brandon, he does his research. There was probably somebody telling him rest of season Jackson will do better than Stafford, and he made the move,
well, that didn't work.
knowing that's probably what happened.
Yeah, and again, it's hindsight's 2020, and it's coming from the guy who finished in last place. So it seems like an overplay on like you have the top scorer, you just keep riding the horse until the finish line, and not mess with kind of the success. But again, it's easy for me to say that sitting here now. But you're right. There was probably some really good stat out there that said the Ravens' strength of schedule and the Rams' strength of schedule and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Knowing Brandon, that probably happened. But yeah, so I'll reiterate again to the league: stop doing trades with Brandon.
Stop it now. He's got too much knowledge.
He does.
He's too
He has
smart.
Too much knowledge.
He's too smart.
Waivers and free agent pickup wise, he had about 53 transactions throughout the year. The only one that really stood out to me was that Keenan Allen one, especially because he flipped that one in a trade. He plays the defensive carousel, like some of us do in the league. So a lot of his pickups were defense. He spent $28 on Jerry Jeudy, which was
That's his
kind of a
guy, though.
waste. Yeah, because he was in Denver. Yeah, besides that, a lot of his pickups were defense and kickers and quarterback here or there, but nothing crazy off the waiver wire, which is surprising for him because he's the waiver king. Like he did not have like that really great waiver pickup this year, I'd have to say.
When you have the number 2 and number 3 quarterback for the majority of the season,
Yeah.
you can do a lot I'm not saying you did a lot wrong, but you can do a lot wrong. It'll hide a lot of sins for a
Mhm.
lot of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so hopefully Brandon will be able to get out a pod one day and be able to maybe share some of his thoughts on his 2025
Tell us
season.
your secrets, Brandon.
But yeah, let's move into the next segment. Some, my perspective on.
What bullet point are we on?
We're on number 5 here, sir.
Commish
um,
perspective. Got it.
So I think overall, like which team managed their roster best throughout the season, I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. I might want to give that to myself just because I made the playoffs.
Of course.
I made the playoffs, and I still got capital for the next season. I got a 3rd-round pick. I got another 5th-round pick.
It's a
I
solid
got
perspective.
one of the best keepers in the league in Puka Nacua, and I still made the playoffs. So I think overall I did a good job of still giving myself a chance this year to try to win a championship, while also, helping myself hopefully win a championship next year with that extra draft capital. Our best in-season move in our division, I don't know. I think that might be a tie between all of us. I mean, you had some nice picks, nice trades for picks for next season. I had some nice trades for picks. Brandon, had some steals of trades.
Well, those couple steal trades for him, I think, were probably what helped him sustain where he was. Again, you have the 2 quarterbacks, you have McBride, and then those trades helped round out the rest of that roster.
Yeah, like if you look back, his receivers were not strong at all coming out of the draft. It was like his biggest weakness, and then he ended up having his receivers turned into CeeDee Lamb, Nico Collins, Ted McMillan, towards the end of the year, and it was just well, how did this happen? AJ Brown, it was CD, AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Ted McMillan. You're like, where did this come from? You had Debo Samuel.
Well, he had CD was his 1st-round pick, right?
Yeah.
So you take him out of it.
Yeah, but he had Debo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, and Josh Downs. And Hunter.
Well, like you said, stop trading with him
Yes.
if you're named Ryan.
Yes. But yeah, I think our division could have been the tough. I mean, it was a very tough division, but if you didn't have the injury bug, I think it would have been an even tougher division. I think all of us could have made the playoffs if you didn't have the injury bug, and it probably, and I'm sure everybody's going to love to hear this, but I think we have the strongest division in the entire league.
Of course you do.
It'll be interesting to see if any division can have all 3 teams make it in the end in any of the years, right? It's just about scoring points, right? It's just why we decided to set it up this way, was to say if you score points, you're going to be rewarded by scoring points. So it'll be interesting to see if that plays out for us or anybody. But like you said, maybe we have the best chance.
Yeah. I mean, I think definitely heading into the season, this wasn't the outcome I was expecting. I thought you were going to have a better with your keepers, and I thought you were going to potentially win the division with, what Brandon was coming in with. I thought it was actually going to probably be flopped. You first, maybe me in the middle, and Brandon last, and then with the injury bug.
Underestimated him.
Yeah, I mean, I did, which I never should, because he's 6 out of 6 in making the playoffs. So, but never underestimate Brandon is what I think I've learned this season. What do you think about next season? Who do we think takes this division next year?
I mean, I don't want to underestimate Brandon, so I think I'll take the high road here and say that Brandon takes first place and goes 7 for 7.
Yeah, I think our division next season could be one of those divisions that maybe has the 3 into the playoffs. I mean, you have solid keepers again. I have draft capital plus Puka Nacua plus some other solid keepers. Brandon's keepers, he's probably going to keep Nico Collins, who will be a good keeper. I don't know where Jalen Warren
McBride, right?
is, and of course McBride. Yeah.
You
I
have
mean,
to keep that guy. I mean,
So
why
yeah,
would
I
you
think
not?
we're all going in with really solid keepers. I don't think Brandon has any extra draft capital, but
So
Both
much
of
can
us
happen,
do.
though. I
Oh,
mean,
of course.
you look at my 3 out of 6 year playoff percentage record and my drafts in 21 and 22 were horrid.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's the draft matters, obviously, quite a bit.
Yeah, I think the draft is definitely important. But also, it doesn't lose your season. You can fix it. I mean, look at Brandon. Not a great draft, and he fixed it. So I don't think I don't think leagues are won and lost in drafts. It depends on the owner, I want to say, because Dylan, I think, won the league based off of how he drafted, and he got lucky and didn't have injuries. But he's the type of owner that cannot overcome that. He doesn't do transact. He doesn't do a bunch of trades. He only had like $40 left or $60 left of like fab at the end of the season. Like, he wasn't active in that regard. So an owner like that needs to have a great draft. An owner like Brandon does not need to have a great draft because he can flip that via waivers or via trades. So, but yeah, I mean, heading into next season, I think I'm most looking forward to my draft because I have all that extra capital and figuring out my keepers and figuring out if I'm going to keep Egbuka or Warren. I'm definitely, of course, going to keep Nakua, but I've done a lot of pickups towards the end of the season to just get a bunch of young guys and rookies who potentially could have, solid ADPs compared to, where they're going to be kept. So, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have a whole squad by the 12th round, I think, because I have those 2 extra 4th rounders and then a 7th, a 9th, and then another 11th. So, yeah, I mean, I think my quarterback strategy will be different. I think I will have a different defense strategy and hope that everyone stays healthy. I think that's all you can really do.
Yeah, injury bug sucks. But yeah, so that is the they-them division recap. Hope everybody enjoyed it.
How many listeners we have out there? What's the count?
Currently, right now, we have 3 congruent viewers.
Wow. I think Nancy Giuliano is one of them.
And we had, shout out to Nancy. What's going on, girl? Looking good. And then we got 16 views in general.
Wow.
And the average view duration is 7 minutes.
Wow, people can only listen to us for 7 minutes.
Yep.
Hey, that's 7 minutes and 57 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
round
So
it.
8
Round
minutes.
it up.
People can listen to us for 8 minutes. We appreciate that.
Round it up.
Wow.
Um,
On the verge of something special here. I
mean,
feel
this was our first official live show.
Yeah, honestly, if the other ones were on here, we might have a couple more viewers.
But hopefully, we're going to continue to get better with this. And, the producer, after my walk-in conversation with the producer, I think he's finally...
He was not listening, so...
he's finally going to get his act together, and hopefully we'll continue to be live. So the reason we're doing this on Friday night this week is because we got a busy weekend. We got lots of activities going on in the family. We got
a basketball game on Saturday for Maverick. Come check Maverick out at 12 p.m. at the South Plainfield Middle School. He's got a basketball game going on.
Yeah. Well, Sunday I have a baby shower to go to.
Yes,
So
baby shower. And then we got laundry, right?
Yes, lots of laundry. But typically we do the shows on Sunday. So with the baby shower being on Sunday, wasn't able to do that. And yeah, so next episode, planning to do one hopefully the following Sunday on the 25th, which is actually my birthday. So
what do you have planned there?
You're like 80?
Yes, 80, very old.
You plan on doing a podcast?
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out
Some playoff football?
if the Rose family can read text messages. I put out in the chat to see if they would be interested in going over their division that day, but there's been no responses yet.
I think Quinn
So-
has homework to do and detention potentially.
Whoa.
On a Sunday.
I
Sunday
have
detention.
some questions about Quinn and a certain other individual named Owen. Perhaps they found themselves on a Whatnot app
Oh yeah.
Tuesday at 8 something, popping some crazy stuff off in the chat.
Oh yeah.
They were asking for Jeffrey Epstein cards,
Oh my god.
Wow.
Crazy.
all sorts of things.
These
What are
hooligans.
they teaching at Scotch Plains High School?
No.
Oh. Well, yeah. So I'm not sure. The next division, if they're not available on the 25th, hopefully we can get the Harris group together for the 25th to go over their division because I've already locked in Ben and Nick. to go over their division on February 1st.
Aren't
and
I
then-
in their division?
Yeah, so you're always here, so we don't have to worry about coordinating with you. He loves being here with us, ladies and gentlemen. And then after February 1st will be whichever division we don't get to on the 25th. And then, which will be probably Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully we'll do a show recapping that final division. And then after the Super Bowl, we'll do a keeper one. And then, like I said, maybe we'll get into an episode about Dylan's, if he still would have won the championship without that trade. And we're going to try to just keep it going every Sunday, just to keep the podcast going throughout the off season, talk about random stuff, talk about whatever Dylan wants to talk about because he seemed really interested in that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see where the off season takes us, if we'll do weekly episodes or not. But then looking forward to next season and the weekly ones on Wednesdays and Sundays. So
Build yourself a following.
yeah,
Go get 'em.
hopefully.
Yeah, consistency, man, is key. Consistency is key.
Chris has learned that with selling cards.
We actually have a decent following. People line up to get into our shows, actually.
You do. I mean,
We
yeah.
do.
I was on there last night.
You were. We have
Um,
5-star rating.
But thank you, Scott, for joining
Thank you.
us tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome
Thanks
back
for having me.
anytime.
Thanks for the whiskey.
No problemo.
League members out there, or anybody out there, email easy like Sunday dinner fantasy football league at gmail.com. It's just ELSDFFL at gmail.com if you have
That's
any.
a lot of letters. Oh boy.
Doesn't it? It sounds to me like a school for special children or something.
No, isn't LSD a drug?
Yeah, LSD is a drug,
Yeah,
but
so
just
it
the
almost
way
sounds
you
like a
say
drug.
it, it's like yes,
ELSD fantasy
for
football league.
99 cents a month,
ELSDFFL
you can save a child.
at gmail.com. Email us if you have any questions or have topics you want us to talk about, or hopefully we'll be giving out fantasy football advice at one point or all that kind of stuff.
Oof,
But,
you won't want me on the show for those.
yeah, no, only me and Brandon would be running those shows. But